Every mobile app needs some sort of loading indicator, but do you want yours to stand out with one of these custom indicators? I know the simplest, most straightforward and effortless way to do so. Let me show you how right now. Alright, so if we try searching for some food over here, for example chicken, you can see that it appears very sporadically. It appears instantly and without notice. So the users will feel it kind of off that the items just appear without any sort of loading animation. So that's what we're trying to fix now. So if we go into our FlutterFlow project over here, what we have to do is that we have to add some sort of custom loading animation. Since this search filters, since this search bar will call an API call, and FlutterFlow does not currently integrate a loading animation directly for API calls that we made ourselves. So in order to do that, we would first have to get access to some sort of loading animation. So there are two main ways to do it. The first way is to add a custom widget in FlutterFlow using the pubspec dependency of Flutter Spin Kit 5.2.1 over here. So basically, how to do this is you would have to copy and paste these lines of code over here. So basically, this would create a loading spinner in FlutterFlow with some as your custom widget. And you have to make sure to add the pubspec dependency over here and also reload it so that it can load in your editor as well. Now this is the first way to do it, but the preferred way that I like to do it is to use Lottie animations instead. So in your media assets, over here you can see that I've already uploaded a spinning circles loader.json file as my Lottie animation. So you can get your Lottie animations from Lottie Files, which is a free website where you can get a lot of different animations, such as this spinning loader animation that I've just uploaded into my FlutterFlow project as well. So once you have your preferred choice of loading animation, you can go back to the widget tree. And the first thing that you would do is that you have to go to your home page. So your main page over here, and you have to add a new field. You have to add a new local page state variable, and this page state variable, we can call it is loading. Now this page state variable will be of type boolean, and the initial field value, we can give it to be true, because whenever the page loads, data is being called in, and so data is being loaded into the page. We can click on confirm. And now we have a page variable to track whether our data is being loaded or not. And now we can go to the actual text field itself. And this is where we are calling our API call. As you can see, whenever the text field changes, we are calling an API call to search for certain items. So now what we have to add here is that we have to add a new action. And this is we can search for state, and we want to update the page state. And we want to set our isLoading boolean variable. We want to set the value to be true, because whenever we change text field, we want it to be loading. And we have to put this as the first action, because whenever we change it, we want to set the page state to record our state that our data is being loaded. And then only after the API call is done and all the subsequent actions are done, so when all of your data has been loaded, at the end of the API call and all the subsequent actions of the API call, we would then want to add a subsequent action to set our page state variable of isLoading, and you want to set this value to be false. So our data has finished processing, finished loading, and now we are able to display it. Now we can close our action flow editor in our text field. And one more thing, we'll also have to go to the home page over here. and open the action flow editor for the home page. And since we're loading items when on the page load, we would also have to go down. And after we're done loading everything, all the data has been loaded, we have to add one more action. And this action would be to set our page state variable, update our page state variable. And you want to set our isLoading page state variable over here. So you want to set this value to be false over here. And now let's go to our actual data over here, the displaying of our list view. So we right click on our list view over here, and we have to wrap our list view inside a conditional builder. And inside this conditional builder, we want to give it the condition, and this condition will be our page state, and we'll give it the isLoading condition. So if the page is still loading, if our data is still being loaded, then we want to show the loading animation. So for this condition, we have to change it and toggle this apply opposite statement to be true. So basically what this conditional builder does is basically, if our data is not loading, if it has already finished loading, then we want to show our list view. If not, we want to show our loading animation. So in this else statement over here, we can just add a new widget, and this time we'll put in a container. And inside this container, let's try implementing first our custom widget. So to do that, you go under components, and then you can see that we have our custom code widget over here, our loading indicator, and we can click on that. So this will be our custom loading indicator using the Flutter Spin Kit package. As you can see, it's over there. Let's say we want to center it. So all we have to do is we have to go to alignment, and then we'll click on the center alignment. And now the loading indicator is in the center over here. So now let's go to our other list view, and we'll do the exact same steps to build the conditional builder. So we right click on the list view, and we'll wrap this list view inside a conditional builder. And for the condition in the conditional builder, we give it the same condition that we gave just now. So for the condition, it will be under page state, and we'll choose the isLoading page state, and we want to apply the opposite statement. Now under the else statement over here, you want to add a widget, and you want to add a container widget. And inside this container widget, what we'll add is we'll add a Lottie animation. And for this Lottie animation over here, since we already uploaded our animation into our assets, inside this animation source, we'll just change it to asset, and we can select our asset over here, the spinning circles loader.json. And now if we want to center it, we'll just put the alignment as the center. And for the container, we also have to give it an infinite width so that it takes up the width of the screen. Now there are some errors over here, which is that the width is not specified for the custom code widget as well as the height. So one more thing for custom code widgets is that you always have to specify the width as well as the height of the widget. So going back to our custom loading indicator, we'll just specify a width of 100 pixels as well as a height of 100 pixels as well. So now we are done with implementing our custom loading animations inside our FlutterFlow apps, and let's try reloading our test mode to see if they work. Alright, so as you can see, when test mode first loads up and the page first loads up, the data is loading over here, and you can see the loading animations over here. So if we try searching for something, for example chicken, you can see that the loading animation stopped and the data is loaded. If we try removing the search, you can see that the loading animations once again shows, and then the data is loaded over here. And now we have enhanced the user experience of our app over here. If you'd like to learn how to use Lottie animations inside your splash screens in your FlutterFlow apps, check out this video over here, you don't want to miss it.